I often find things like this at Michael's or whatever craft store I go to. And, they're cute and decorative, I guess, and you can just, sit them anywhere. But when I see things like this, and I know that I'm not going to use it for whatever this is, maybe a table decor, I look at ways to transform it. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to transform something like this into a clock. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get to it. Hi everyone, I'm Vanessa S of By Vanessa S, and welcome to my channel. And if you've been here before, welcome back to my channel. For this project, you will need some type of a decor, table decor that you want to reinvent. You'll need paint. I'm going to use the browns for right now. You'll need some vinyl. You will need Mod Podge or a glue. And you will also need chipboard to cut into the shape of what you're working on. And then you're going to need everything you need to make it a clock. Okay. All right. Let's get started. Because this is started with a Christmas theme, I'm thinking that it's a reindeer, and so, or a moose, something along that line. But I'm going to keep it true to the animal, meaning that if it's a moose or a reindeer, it should be brown. So I'm going to paint it brown. I have two different shades of brown. I have cocoa bean and brown. I'm going to use these and just change it up between the two. Now that the base of my clock has dried, it's finished, I've painted it, as you can see, and the back of the clock, the base of it, and the back, the foundation for it, is painted and dried. Now I can start with how I'm going to decorate the face. So I'm using Cricut's faux suede. They have a sampler pack, and so what I decided to do is look at each color to see which one would fit best. They have 5 colors, and I think they all look pretty amazing, but I believe that the best one for this project is this beige. I think it really makes it pop. So I'm going to take this faux suede, using my Cricut Maker 3, I'm going to cut out a circle similar to this so that it can be the face plate of my clock. Now that I've cut the face, which is going to be this faux suede, I'm going to Mod Podge it to the base. But before I do that, I'm going to take my face decoration for the clock. What I did with this was in design space, in the Cricut design space, I started with the reindeer because I knew I wanted it to be a reindeer. So I started with the reindeer image, and then I added these numbers, the bells for the 12, the 3, 6, and the 9. And then I just added another image of the little lights just to give it a little bit something else. So I'm going to take this, it's a sticker. I used a transparent sticker paper. And I'm going to just add it here to the face. It's really simple to do because it's the sticker paper. The only thing you have to do is just stick it on. Then I'm going to Mod Podge this. And the other thing with this is that it's waterproof, so that's a good thing too. Then I'm going to Mod Podge this onto the base. And then we'll just come back and put it together. In Mod Podging it, there's two things that I needed to do. One is, notice where I have the eye here on the design. This is where this lines up to where the hole is for the clock. And I did that purposely because I wanted the design of the reindeer to support and coincide with the actual clock parts. So in Mod Podging, or whatever glue you decide to use, make sure that when you're gluing it, you're not covering the hole. You don't want to cover the hole. And then you want to line your hole with the hole on the base. And a good way to make sure is by sticking an object in the hole to make sure that it goes through cleanly and easily. Now let's assemble the clock. Now, something I do like about when you make over these type decor elements, notice that both sides have something different. So this is originally how the inside wooden piece was placed in here. There's a little groove in here and it's inset. Can you see it? Okay. So for your clock though, you can do it either way because both sides look the exact same way, the way I have it painted. So I could install the face piece and foundation inset like this, and the clock would be inset. Or I can flip it around and I can put it out here this way. There's advantages to both. One is if I do it this way, once I put the clock piece in here, it's down in this little circle capsulated type area. Okay, so it's not it's not bothering anything, it's not protruding or anything, it's not bothering anything. Whereas if I do it the opposite way and put the faceplate this way on the inside, notice although it's smooth, once I start putting the clock elements in, this is going to protrude. So it really is just a preference. It's just a matter of how you want to do it. I am going to do it this way. I do like the way it looks with the inset layer. So I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to make sure that it's lined up because you want your 12 and your 6 lined up, your 9 and your 3 lined up. Okay. And another thing that I do is I put everything in the order that it's supposed to go. Okay. And that's easier for me when I'm trying to put the clocks together. So the first thing, you would definitely adhere to the instructions that were given by your clock parts. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do, like I said, I have everything in order. So I would take this piece here. It's kind of like take that piece, put it on here, put this into the clock. Make sure that it's in the direction that you want it to go. This is going to have a AA battery. I want the battery on the bottom, so I'm going to put it that way. So then I'm going to start to put the actual clock pieces together. There's a washer. We'll start with the hour hand. And the minute hand. And for most of these, you just kind of pop them on. And then the second hand. Once you put the second hand in, you pop it down. You want to make sure that it pops into place. So the hands on the clock are set. I have my hour hand, my minute hand, and my second hand, okay? And this is what it looks like on the back. And like I said, make sure that you turn it so that it's in the direction that you want to go. All right, then I'm gonna put a AA battery in this. But before I do that, I want for this part to stay in the foundation. So I'm going to add just a tad bit of this E6000, just a tad bit on two sides, the left and the right side, just a tad bit. And I'm doing this just so it'll stay set and not move. But at the same time, if I want to come back to it or change something or move something around, I want to be able to get to it. So that's the reason why I'm only going to put just a tad bit here. All right, so I have just a tad bit on each side, and then I'm going to take it and inset it into here and shift it around because I want the 6, of course, to be at the bottom. There we go. And the 12 to be at the top. And the hands on the clock are most times really thin, so you want to be careful that you don't bend them. Okay, so here, put my AA battery in. And see, now it's working. So now you have a clock. If you really want to do something special, I have this paint. It's glow-in-the-dark paint. You can do something like add the paint around different parts of the clock so that it can glow in the dark. But there you have it. Now we have a functional clock. Whereas before, we just had holiday decor. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Ring the bell so you'll be notified of future videos. And of course, subscribe. Please share because sharing is caring. And I'll see you all next time.